Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
I'm doing good. Well, I appreciate you for taking time
Can
out
you see
coming on the
me? You hear me
podcast.
okay?
Yep, I can
Thank
hear you.
you. Thank you so much.
Definitely. So, for the people on my platform that don't know, you want to tell them about your brand and what you do?
Yeah, sure. My name is Garle, and I am an actor. I've been doing it my entire life since I was very little. I started doing Spanish soap operas when I was really young, and then around the time I was 16, I transitioned into the more American industry. I grew up in Miami, Florida. I'm actually in Miami right now, which is pretty warm compared to Connecticut.
Right.
and, yeah, I did a lot of theater the first like half of my life, and then now I've kind of just transitioned to mostly doing film and TV. So
That's
yeah,
dope. A lot of dope things. What inspired you to want to be an actor?
that's a great question. So I saw my first live taping of a studio show when I was 5 years old. I saw a Nick Jr. show, Gullah Gullah Island. And I remember it was a birthday gift. And I remember being there and seeing all the moving parts and seeing how the actors would go again and they would stop and they would make everybody laugh. And I loved that energy. And after that, my mom kind of put me in modeling classes that then turned into acting classes. And I started just doing auditions when I was really little. And I did my first commercial when I was like 6 years old for Juicy Juice. And then I kind of just started from there. I always loved it.
That's dope. Now I seen you was filming like a few days ago.
Yeah, so I actually just came back yesterday from LA. I was doing a film called Avivar that's going to be premiering at this year's Outfest in LA, which is really exciting. And then a few months ago, I was also in LA doing a film called 72 that's meant to go to Sundance, which is really exciting as well.
That's dope. And I seen like the pictures and behind the scenes. It was like a lot of professional mad cameras. How's that feel to do first time
Yeah,
movie?
I mean it's great. I've been doing it a long time. It's been really fun. This particular project was really both of the two that I've done this year so far have been really special because they've been primarily a BIPOC cast and crew, which I think is really important, especially in this industry as we continue to kind of go into this cultural shift. And it's just really special to be able to see so many people that are just like me doing, in filmmaking because, a few years back it was very rare. I was like one in a sea of like 50 other people that weren't nowhere near BIPOC. Just clarity, I'm Mexican Colombian. So I was born in Mexico and I grew up in Miami. So I feel like sometimes I can say I can like Cuban by association because I grew up over here too. So grew up in a very Hispanic environment.
Dope, dope. What's some advice you could give to an actor that wants to get their career started, like maybe land some commercials and land a movie?
Yeah, so the coolest thing about this career is that it seems like there's a timeline. It seems like you can get to a certain age and you're like, I'm never going to work again or I'm not working. But the way that this industry is, it's just so fluid that you can really start at any age because there is no real timeline. People are always looking for people at specific age ranges. And I say that if you really want to get started, the first thing you need to do is go into, your community and see what kind of classes they're offering. Every community has some free workshops, look for that and watch a lot of theater, watch a lot of plays, watch a lot of movies and kind of try and kind of do some research when it comes to that. But I think definitely if the first step is getting into some classes, and in that, not only will you learn technique, but you also create different networking and you get create different connections, which is also very important in the field. So I would say start off by doing classes, but most importantly, don't get discouraged. This is the kind of career that goes in waves. Sometimes you're working all the time, and sometimes there's a lull. And just know that a lot of the times, if you really put your best foot forward and you prepare for an audition, that like know that that's enough, and that if you go to this audition and you think you did really well and they don't choose you, that doesn't mean that you didn't do well. That just means that that's probably you probably weren't the look that they were hoping for. And it, a lot of the times has nothing to do with talent, which is sometimes like a guttural like pain in the chest, because sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
man, but I did so well, what are you talking about? But it's just accepting that, if the role is right for you, it will go for you, and it has nothing to do with your talent. Sometimes it just has to do with just the big picture.
Right. Good advice. Um, I like to ask all my guests a motivational question. Um, what's a
Okay.
few things that you do? Like, what's a few things that you do on an off day to make you feel back on?
Oh, that's good. I do a lot of yoga. I'm actually a certified yoga teacher. So I tend to do that in the mornings, especially if I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, or if I'm feeling like I'm not, on top of my game. I like to spend time outside. I'm a big like going out for a walk, like not necessarily even for a run, but just being outside. I like, having the fresh air. It's a lot easier in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm multi-coastal. I live between here, LA and Atlanta, but for the most part, I'm here in South Florida. So here it's a lot easier because it's, the weather is a lot nicer. But I tend to go on a lot of walks. I tend to do a lot of yoga, and I think for me, like the idea of rest, because sometimes in this industry you kind of just go so much. It's always go, 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 and sometimes I feel like I feel bad for taking time off, or for feel, and just allowing myself to like listen to my body and know that it's like if I'm tired and I'm able to take a moment, take 10 minutes, like sit, breathe, meditate, take that breath, you know.
Right. What's a few things that you do to protect your energy?
Um, Aside from rest, aside from trying to rest, I try I try for the most part to eat really healthy. I try to eat well. I try to, it's funny because I do a lot of social media, and sometimes being on your phone is so toxic, like sometimes it's just taking that breath and being able to take a moment to step away from the electronics and just kind of live in the moment. So especially if I'm feeling very anxious and overwhelmed, I try to kind of disconnect from electronics as much as I can. At least if I can, I even like set timer sometimes. I'm always like 30 minutes, no electronics, no nothing. Just kind of like drink a cup of tea or something. Just not, don't look at my phone kind of thing.
Right. Good advice. Before we wrap it up, what's a few things and the fans and the people could expect to see?
This year is going to be really exciting for me. I did a film that was based off of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. It's a retelling. It's called Nine Windows. And I actually play the lead, and it stars me, William Forsythe, and Michael Pare, which is very, very exciting. And it's going to be on some major streaming platforms. I can't say which one just yet because my producers will kill me, but keep a lookout for Nine Windows. I also have I have two TV movies coming out. One is called Just My Type. That's set to come out on a comedy network. I can't really say that one either. And then a Lifetime movie called Dare to Say Yes coming out. And next year Sundance. So a lot of fun projects in the works. I have a couple of projects that I'm not allowed to talk about just yet, but I start filming very soon. So just keep a lookout. Follow me on Instagram and keep up with me that way.
Sounds super dope. Super dope. Got a lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you for taking time out coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Definitely no problem when you come out with those new projects. Maybe we could do another episode.
For sure. For sure. We will stay in touch.
All right. Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Peace.